Hey everybody, Eric here with supertechnicalseo.com, and today I'm going to make a quick video showing you how to crop and resize images in Adobe Photoshop CS6. So to get started, you're going to need an image to crop or resize. So in my case, I have this image right here that was just sent to me today, and what I need to do is take this image, resize it and crop it, and then replace this dark image that was taken at night on a website. So let's get started. What we're going to do is open up Photoshop to start with. So we're going to double click on Photoshop and you'll see something like this. And then we're going to click on File up here and New, and we're going to create a new document. So let's give it a name. We'll call it New Cropped Picture, and let's give it a size. In my case, I need my new image to be 500 pixels wide by 251 pixels tall, and you can choose either pixels, inches, centimeters, millimeters, or points, picos, or columns. In my case, we're just going to do pixels. We're going to keep it at 72 pixels per inch, and then we're going to keep the color mode at RGB color at 8-bit. And the background for our image is going to be transparent. So let's click OK, and Photoshop is going to create that new document for us. And so next we're going to need our original image open so that we can resize it to fit this box right here. So to do that, what we're going to do is click on File and then Open this time. And we're going to find our image. And in my case, it's this one here called Original. So let's select it and then let's click Open. And you'll notice here that it's opened, but it's opened up in a new tab up here. So tab number 1 is the image that we created right here, and tab number 2 is the image that we opened that we need to resize. So another thing I want you to notice over here in the Layers panel is that there's a padlock right here, and that means that we can't make any changes to this image right now. So to fix that problem, what I'm going to do is double click this and then click OK on this little pop-up, and notice that the padlock has disappeared. So the next thing we're going to do is go over here to our tools, and we're going to click on this Move tool, which is the top one. And if you don't have this toolbar over here on the left, what I want you to do is click on Window here in the top menu and go down to where it says Tools, and it should be unchecked for you, and you won't see it just like this. So click on it in Windows, go down to Tools and select it, and you'll see the toolbar appear. And so if it's not over here on the left and it's somewhere over here or anywhere else on the screen, what you might want to do is move your mouse to the top little gray bar here, hold down your left click on your mouse and move it over here on the left and dock it. I find it the easiest to work when the toolbar is over here on the left. So again, we're going to select the Move tool here, and we're going to left click on our image and drag and drop it from this tab to our first tab over here, move it right over this box, and then let go of the left click to drop it. And so at this point you'll notice that the image is on top of this box right here, and you might be able to just simply move it around until you're happy with it. But in my case, the image is still too big to be able to fit inside this box that we created, so I'm going to have to resize it. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is click on Edit, and then go down to Transform, and then Scale. And this is the tool to resize it. So let's click on that, and you'll notice that this border has appeared here. This tells me how big the image is in relation to the visible box here. So when we save this image, the only thing that people are going to be able to see is this visible area right here. Even though this image that we put over this visible area right here is far bigger, only the visible area will be saved. So we need to find a way to get this box right here to be smaller. So what we're going to do is take our cursor and put it on one of these corners here, and you'll notice that the mouse or the cursor has changed from this pointer to these two arrows here. So that's what we want to do. So don't just start left click and dragging yet. What you're going to want to do on Adobe Photoshop CS6, which is the version I'm using, is hold down the Shift button on your keyboard, then hold down your left mouse and drag. Now, the exact opposite is true if you're using the newest version of Photoshop, which is Photoshop CC. You're going to actually want to drag on your left mouse without holding down Shift. And so what this does is makes it retain the same ratio while sizing down, and that will make the image not distorted. If you just simply drag the image around without holding down the Shift in CS6, it's going to distort the image. Let me get this down to the size I want it. That looks really great to me, just like that. So to save this, I'm going to go over here on the left and click my Move tool one more time, and then it's going to ask me, do I want to apply this change, this transformation, and I'm going to say Apply. And so let's say I had gone over here and clicked on Transform and Scale, and I moved the image around without holding down the Shift button, and I distorted it like this. Now this doesn't look very good, right? And so what I can do here at this point is go over here to the tool, my Move tool, click it, and then don't apply, and it's going to go back to the way it was before, so I can try again. And another thing you can do if you mess up, let's say you did save it, right, and you didn't want it to, you can go up here to Edit and just simply click Step Backwards, and that will undo the last thing that you did. So you'll find that very helpful if you make any mistakes, to either go under here, under Edit, Step Backwards, or just press Alt-Control-Z if you're on Windows. That'll undo what you just did. So we're happy with this image, we like the way it looks, and we want to save it. So in order to save our image, what we're going to do is click on File, Save As, and you'll see this box pop up. The first thing that we're going to do is select where we want the image to be saved. So click here, find the place on your computer where you want it to be. I'm very happy right here. And then we're going to go down here to File Name, and we're going to name it. And I'm going to call it, again, New Cropped Picture. And the last thing that you're going to do is click on this format here. By default, it's going to try to save it as a Photoshop file, a .psd file, and that will allow you to double click on that PSD file and open it again in Photoshop and do any additional edits that you want to. But in this case, I don't want to save it as a Photoshop file. I just want to save this as a JPEG. So I'm going to click on the drop down here under Format and go to this first JPEG option, click it. Now I'm going to click Save. And so the final thing that you're going to see here is this box, which says JPEG Options. And what this is asking is how high or low of a quality do you want your image to have? So if I slide this all the way to the right, it's going to have the maximum quality, the clearest image, but the biggest file size. And if I slide it all the way down here to 0, it's going to have the smallest file size, but it's going to be very pixely and grainy. And so I want to find kind of a happy medium here. So let's slide up to 8, and this is going to be a pretty decent file size, but very good quality. So let's stick with 8, and let's click OK. And here is our new image that we saved as New Cropped Picture, and it looks great. And so that's it. I hope that you guys found this helpful. If you liked the video and you found it useful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out my website, supertechnicalseo.com. And check back for my video about how to do the exact same thing using the newest version of Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop CC. Thanks so much for watching.